A guy earns 22,000 rand a month. He pays 12,000 rand for car installment and he pays 2,000 rand for car insurance. He's left with 8,000 rand from 22,000 rand net pay. Why, guys? Why? I'll tell you why, but first, this is a post from Refillable Hatu's Facebook profile. Refillable Hatu is a good financial coach with good and implementable financial tips. So I recommend you guys follow him. Why would a guy make such decisions? We are all guilty of that as men. That is why every single day I'm against men being shamed for being broke. Because by the time you get a breakthrough, by the time you get a job, by the time your business starts to do well as a guy, you could go on and make financial decisions like these ones. Because you've been shamed for far too long. You've been made to feel like you are nothing. So now you're trying to prove to everybody that now I have arrived, now I have made it. But simultaneously, you're drowning yourself into debts. 22,000 is nothing, guys. 22,000 rand just means you've got a breakthrough. It doesn't mean you've made it. If you're going to be honest with ourselves, guys, these decisions we only make to impress women. We only make these decisions to try and make up for the time a woman overlooked us, for a guy who was doing better than us, for a guy who had a car. Now we want to level up. But we want to level up in a wrong way. The guy is only left with 8,000 rand. He hasn't put in a petrol yet. If he's going to put in a petrol, that's going to be 2,000 rand minimum. That's if he's only going to work and home. If he's going to groove on a weekend, that money is going to be higher. He hasn't bought food yet. He hasn't bought himself toiletries. He hasn't paid for rent if he's not living at home and all that. How much will that guy be left with? Nothing. Will he be able to save? No. Will he be able to invest? No. We are very, very impatient as men when we finally get our breakthrough because of the trauma we got when we were shamed that we are not men enough. We are ashamed that we are not paying girlfriend allowance. We are ashamed that we cannot even take these ladies to their favorite restaurant. All this shaming brings us to this. Every time a man is being shamed, he's taking a knock emotionally, psychologically, spiritually. He feels less of a man. That's why when a young man finally makes a breakthrough, he makes such a financial decision. We are the cause of our own downfall, guys. We are very impatient. It takes time to build yourself as a man. It takes time to build resources for yourself as a man. It takes time. It can take you 10 years. And all along, I mean, the 10 years, we are being shamed. We are being looked down on. And if you don't have a bulletproof mindset, you'll end up doing decisions like these ones. We live in an era whereby it's very hard to be a man when you have got nothing. When you don't have money, you've got nothing for yourself as a man. Life is a living hell for you. And then we go on and make decisions like these ones. You finally got a breakthrough. Now you finally got some income that you can use to build yourself a better life. You can now invest, you can now save and all that. You go on and commit to give away more than 50% of your income for the next 72 months to a bank. That's if you're not on balloon payment. If you're on balloon payment, that means now after paying that car after 5 years, now you still have over 100,000 rand that you're going to need to pay. 6 years, giving away more than 50% of your income to a bank. While all that time you're in a position where you cannot save, you cannot invest. 7 years wasted. 7 years that you could have built your finances wasted. All because of what? You've had traumas from being shamed. That you are not man enough if you are not spending money on women. That you are not man enough if you don't have a car. That you are not man enough if you're not giving a woman a girlfriend allowance. This is a psychology behind a decision like this. Every single day, I make most posts about men being shamed for being broke. Because I know what a man would do if such a thing gets to him. Young men are not safe. You'll find a young man earning 16,000 rand a month and he's paying 8,000 rand for a car. When will that man save? When will that man invest? Next thing he has to groove. Next thing he has to give money to a girlfriend. When will that guy build his finances? When will he stabilize himself? Because the first thing you need to do when you get a job, you get that 16,000 and you get that 22,000 a month, is stabilize yourself. How do you stabilize yourself? You live below your means so that you can save, so that you can find ways to multiply that money by investing. Most of others, guys, within 3 months or 6 months of getting employed, we are already in debts of over 1 million. Within 6 months of getting a job. Because we lack patience. We are easily manipulated into using money to prove that we are men. We need to do better, guys. Women will always manipulate you. It's their nature. It's their nature to get things out of men. Manipulation. We are not living at a brother. We've all done such a decision. On a bigger degree or in a lesser degree. But we've been there before, whereby sometimes you sacrificed your last money to make a woman happy. We need to be patient, guys. You need to be patient as a man if you want to become financially stable, if you want to invest. If you're going to make it financially, you need to be patient. And you need to be prepared to lose out on a lot of women. You need to be prepared for women to look down on you, overlook you for other guys. If you're not prepared for that, guys, you won't make it financially. All this noise on social media, all this men must this, men must that, those are manipulations that causes trauma to young men out there, that once they start to make some money, they make financial decisions like this ones to impress women. That's why women always ask for favors. If you've got a car, she can ask you to take her somewhere for free, while in return you get sex. We need to stop being simps, guys. If you're going to use money to impress a woman or to keep a woman, you are a simp. You are a simp. I know today, as men, we are even shaming one another that you can't give a woman money. You can't do this for a woman. It's not just women who are shaming us for being broke today. There are other men who are shaming other men that you won't give a woman money. What type of a man are you? Women have won. Women have conditioned us to throw money at them, to make stupid financial decisions just to prove that we are men enough to them. It needs to stop. We need to stop simping, guys. The desperation to get between a woman's legs will have you making decisions like this one. We need to stabilize ourselves financially. We need to invest. We need to be resourceful. Then we can go for quality women. Looking for a woman from a position whereby you are desperate will only be your biggest downfall. You need to stabilize yourself, be resourceful, be in a position of power whereby you can easily enforce your standards. When woman comes with manipulation, you can see her from a mile away. When a woman is disrespecting you, you can walk away from her. But for as long as you are desperate to be in a relationship, to get between a woman's legs, you'll find yourself making stupid decisions like this ones. And again, we are not living at a brother here. We've all done the same. And it's good that this guy is coming out, is asking for help. He's realizing that he made a big blunder. Being desperate to get between a woman's legs, guys, will be a biggest downfall.
My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit. My friends be like, how come you not famous yet? I be like, you didn't share my shit.